Are you running this meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
This is oh, I can, or you can. If you're not feeling well, you need to leave. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. No, that's
Uh,
fine.
um, my today we have our drafting committee, which our members are Doug Lasher, Charter Review Commissioner, Terry Niles, Charter Review Commissioner, and John Lotta, Charter Review Commissioner. We are going through the final uh, any any changes prior to us sending it off to legal review, where they'll make their changes and bring it back to us so that we could have one final review before we send it out to the full commission for their review on December 1st, and they'll also have it on December 8th. And again, the drafting committee does have some flexibility in making some minor adjustments and changes to this. I'll wait till we have the final documents ready for the uh, executive board to sign off on it by the end of December. So I assume even after December 8th, if there is some changes, if there are some major changes, it has to probably go back to the subcommittees to decipher that and then come back to us before we do the final run of it. But if it's just minor tweaks here and there, then it's something probably we could just carry on and get to the executive board for their final signature once our proposals are approved by the commission, of course. Okay, we'll get started with the uh, um, different resolutions. I'm going to bring mine up here. And we'll just start with the consult resolution since I'm going to go in alphabetical order here. That's the way my files are set up. Uh, so um, I reviewed it. I didn't have any changes to it. Did anybody else have any changes to the consult resolution?
No, I emailed you my review comments.
Okay.
Oh,
Terry, did you have any?
No, I'm good with it.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll move on to the next one. Is it initiative referendum resolution? Were there any comments on that one? I didn't have any.
Yep.
Okay. John, did you have?
no,
Yeah,
I didn't. No
okay.
no comments on
All right.
one you sent out.
The next one is a preamble resolution. I had no comments on that. Terry, did you have any?
Yep, I'm good at that one.
I had one comment. It was about the year number on the just the title, and I
Yes.
think there was a question about whether we should use 2021 or 2022, given that we come up with it in 2021, but it's going to be on the 2022 ballot. So I think that's a question we need to ask the legal team.
Yeah, I totally agree. And when I send off the I'll be glad to package it and send it to Chris and Amanda, and that'll be one of the questions. I'll definitely CC both of you on it, so you'll be able to see that. And if you wanted to respond anytime on these emails, you certainly are welcome to. The other,
Can I make a suggestion there? Like
yeah,
I know that we had set up kind of a process of who was, like the people that were working on it, like John and me were on the preamble, and you and me are on the initiative, and then me and you are on the RCV. So can I make a suggestion that if somebody responds to and that's because we worked on those subcommittees,
ah,
so we have a history to it. So can I make a suggestion that in any response to them should be from, like, you're the chair of the initiative referendum,
sure.
I'm the chair of the,
I
and John should respond to any kind of preamble questions. Does that make sense to
that
everybody? So we don't have people that are responding that don't know the history behind what happened and, and
yeah,
why
I,
things are the way they are.
I agree. I think that makes sense to do
And
that.
you can actually sign all three of our names to the email. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. You know, when you send things in, you can put Doug
Okay.
Lasher, Terry Niles, John Latta on the email, so they know that that this is coming from. You know, there's only three of us coming
Yeah.
from the entire.
Right.
I would like you to do that.
And
Thanks.
and I'll refer to the um, chairs of the different subcommittees too. I'll add that to in the end of the. So if you have questions, please about any of these specific resolutions, please contact these people.
That makes sense. And
Okay.
you know, we're really super lucky that we have all the chairs of the subcommittees on this committee.
Well, actually, Chuck Green is also the consult resolution.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Yeah, well,
so
we have
I'll
almost all the chairs.
yes,
Yeah.
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 Um,
That always works out well, and it worked out really well the first time we did this because I was on the drafting committee as well, and we had, you know, the chairs as well, and so that makes it
well,
where,
they're
you know, people are really
yeah.
looped into, you know, what happened and why.
Besides the year of the resolution question uh, for the um, for the legal counsel, the other question would be, what word do we use? Because I've seen both the word adder and the word new used. I changed everything back to new because that's where I saw the most predominant question on that. So these new statutes like RCV, even in IR, there's a section in there that's new on being able to move from um, in the initiative process to the mini initiative process. And also the vacancy is a new one. So anyway, I just want to make sure that we got the right verbiage in that so that we could um, but that's something that the attorneys will tell us, and I'm sure they'll have other comments um, on our
Yeah.
on each one, probably on all of them.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to point that out to them when we give it to them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Point them out. Each one has a new section in it.
Well, the new versus adder, and you know,
Yeah.
along with
Yeah.
the 2022 versus 2021, and
Right.
you know,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Those are the two areas that I'll highlight as that we want answers to, and we'll just change it whatever way that they want us to do it. Um, and then um, the ranked choice voting is our next one. And Commissioner Niles, you had some proposed changes. I don't. John had mentioned that he actually had. I haven't looked on my Outlook yet because I got other screens covering it up. Um, but he said that he had taken your changes and incorporated them into a full resolution. So he
Yeah.
has a complete one. Is that so?
Yeah.
Do we have any other changes that need to be made?
I
So
incorporated
I'm
those
looking.
changes that Terry had suggested. I incorporated them into the draft that I think Doug, I think you sent out a few
Right.
days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the version I used.
Okay, so I'm looking at that now, and then just a little explanation about why I wanted to make those changes. I thought that the first, you know, the very first part, the very first sentence was a little confusing how it was worded. So I worded it with just saying, you know, saying instead of saying allowed, it would be authorized because I thought allowed was kind of didn't. It's like, well, I could or I couldn't, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I so
That's
I used
excellent change.
yes.
Yeah.
So I used the word authorize, and then I just made it more clear about what he was doing. And if you guys are okay with that, I like the changes. Thanks for putting that in. And then thank you for bringing forward the inconsistencies on how we refer to ranked choice voting. Because I think that's good to keep it consistent, like you
Yeah,
said,
it's always a
John.
good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for that. So the only other thing is section F. I know that we had other language in there that was unnecessary, and in my discussions with Auditor Kimsey, simple is best, is what I said. So all the things about, like, you know, in 2022 we'll continue to do this, that's not necessary and shouldn't, you know, and so shouldn't be in there. So just the effective date, and we made it at January 1st, 2026, and I ran that by him yesterday afternoon, and he said, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it was, and so that's good. So it's just the January 21st, 2026 date. Clark County shall conduct all elections for the offices designated in section 6.1 in accordance with this section.
And
Anybody have it?
and
It's
for just to verify, that was the subcommittee's decision. Is that correct? To change
yes,
that
I
date?
called yeah, I called all of them. They had given me a because during our last meeting we had talked about, I was still in discussions with the auditor around implementation date. So they had approved, the subcommittee had approved the language and given me the authority to continue to negotiate and talk with the auditor about that. So yesterday I called all of them and they're like, okay.
Yeah, I thought they were good
Thanks,
changes
Terry.
too. So thanks.
What's that?
I said I thought they were good changes too, but I'm not part of the subcommittee, so just
Yeah, no, we had like taken a vote and it was like, you know, prove everything contingent, and then, you know, whatever in your negotiations, or you not, I don't want to say negotiations, if you're when talking with the auditor about what works for him, what doesn't work for him, and I could, you know, they gave me the, you know, I could make that decision with him and then get back to them. So I talked to everybody yesterday, called them all, told them, and they're like, okay, thanks.
Okay, so I haven't, I mean, I read it before these changes, and if John, if you've made the changes, I'm good to go with it, and we'll, and you send it to us, so I'll download and update my files so that I'll make sure I send the correct, because I got lots of versions, and that's the other thing too. When I send this email out to Chris and Amanda, you may want to just scan again my attachments to make sure I got the right ones um, pointed
I have
sent
a
to them.
question.
the RCV one, I renamed the file, so you're gonna to say it was Terry's changes by JCL. So you
Oh,
can rename the
perfect.
file to make it what it should be.
Actually, I'll probably keep it that way just because I like to um, just show all the different versions in my system because I'll
Okay.
even sometimes I'll have the same date on something and I'll have to look at the time when I did it. I mean, I get so having a different name is fine for me.
No, I think that what John is talking about is when you send it out to
Yeah.
not have it labeled that. You know,
Okay,
send out a
okay,
copy that's just labeled ranked choice voting
okay.
resolution.
Yeah.
I could do that.
That's what I
The,
was intending. Yeah. When you
yeah, that's, I think that,
I
Okay,
have
yeah.
I
my own
understand now.
my own system to keep track of things too, but you know, yeah.
Right.
Have it clean. Okay, yeah, I know I need to probably do my vacancy resolution, what I call final draft, because that was the last one that I had worked on. There are a
I
couple
do have a question
yeah,
about this.
on ranked choice
I
voting or
yes, yes.
okay.
Um, and just to let you guys know, you know, I've been going, you know, back and forth with the auditor's office and with Christine Cook for, you know, a month. It seems like a month, but for a while about this. And on one of the drafts that I sent to Greg Kimsey's office, he had made a comment because I had the section, you know, the section 2, the new, I had it underlined, and he had made a comment going, "This doesn't need to be underlined." So that may be something that they come back, just to,
Yeah.
let me finish. This may be something that they come back going, this is not necessary to be underlined. So just a heads up, because I saw in other resolutions that it was underlined. So that's another question that happens.
I could take that underline out and clean that up. Yeah, I was wondering about that too.
Right.
Can we just go ahead? I mean, I'll just go ahead and go through all of them and just make sure that there's no underline under that. I'll be glad to do that.
Yeah, because I think the rule is the underline indicates that those are the actual things
Words. Yeah.
you're adding to the
You're
charter.
adding,
Yeah.
not new,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't want the word
Okay.
new in there.
I
Yeah.
will clean that up and get that.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
That was just something I noticed in the notes that Greg sent me. going,
Okay.
"You don't need to underline this."
I'm gonna write that down here too.
Okay, thanks. And thank you for everybody helping me with my word problems. I have had the hardest time with Word, and so I've been going back, like, trying to work with Greg and stuff, and it's like, okay, Greg, send me a PDF. I can't seem to see all your comments. And so, yeah, so it has, I've had a real problem with it. I don't know what it is. I think it's my computer. I need a new one. Because I can see it on my phone. I can't see it on my computer. So, yeah, but thank you, John and Doug, for doing all of the work of putting things into the in format that they need to be in. I so much appreciate that.
Okay, well, I do have a couple changes on the vacancy resolution. I made the changes on my final copy, but the one that I sent out to you doesn't have that change, but I would like to read them to you. They're very just uh, fairly simple. If you have yours vacancy resolution up.
Okay, I'll pull it up here. Hold on.
Yeah, give me a second too.
Yeah. Okay, I got it up.
Okay, on page 1, line 19 and 20. If you could, what I changed was I added who serve as I qualified to be consistent with the rest of the document. Who served as chief deputy or senior manager to temporarily serve in the elected official's role. It's not just not
Where is
any.
this?
Where are you putting it?
Page 1, line 19 and 20.
You know what? I'm not seeing the lines. Is there any way you can share it on you share your screen?
Well, you'll
Because
see the.
I'm doing it on my phone here because
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah. So is it in 6.7.2?
No, he's on
A?
page 1. Page 1. So it's on the different. That's the different. It starts the line numbers again on every page, doesn't it? So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's legal. So it's page 1. Let me see
Just
how
tell
to.
me what section it's in.
If you can share it.
6.7.2?
No, it was in the whereases.
It's in the whereas.
Why would you be changing the whereases in one of the resolutions to be different than the other ones? The whereases should always be the same for all the resolutions, right?
This is the one that's different. With the whereas that he's talking about is the one that where you introduce your resolution,
Oh, I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that, but aren't all the resolutions have the same whereas?
except that one whereas is different in every one because it says either
Oh,
ranked choice
the very
voting
first
or
one.
vacancy or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the very first whereas.
Yeah. And so it was one that was
Fourth whereas.
missed. Yeah, the fourth whereas on line 19 and 20. Can you see that, Terry? Or
Yeah, where it says Clark County Charter Review Commission and the duly notified
yeah,
meeting of December 8th. So what
Yeah.
do you want to change there?
Where after it lists the different, well, let me just read it, the whole whereas to you. Clark County Charter Review Commission in duly noticed public meeting held on December 8th, 2021, voted to submit the voters of Clark County in the November 2022 general election a proposed amendment to the Clark County Home Rule Charter Amendment, which would require the county assessor, auditor, clerk, prosecuting attorney, sheriff, and treasurer to provide a certified list of one or more office employees who serve as chief deputy or senior manager, because we were qualifying it. It has to be a manager. You wouldn't want to have anybody be appointed to that because you probably leave chaos when if you drop dead
Okay,
uh,
I get this.
and
Okay, I
so
get it.
and that's what was consistent in the actual change that we were making, and I it left out that qualification of making sure it's a chief deputy or senior manager, a senior manager.
I agree with that change. I see that. I see what you're saying.
You know what?
I see another one that I would add to that same paragraph. If
Where
uh, on line 17, it says it's saying an amendment to the Clark County Home Rule Charter Amendment. I think the second second instance of amendment shouldn't be there.
I'm thinking that might be in all of them. We
It
may even
might be, but it's still the Department of Redundancy Department, I think.
I agree. Uh, so I probably need to go through all of them to see if that pros
I
amendment
know, and to be honest, I just looked at the ranked choice voting one, and the ranked choice voting in that fourth whereas still has that confusing sentence that was at the top that we changed. So that probably needs to be changed as well. Like you know, instead of
Okay.
it just
Well, let's finish this up and we'll go back
Okay.
to that one.
okay. Okay.
So I agree with John that that probably doesn't flow right with that extra amendment in there. So should we take out then the general election of proposed amendment to the Clark County Home Rule Charter, which would require the county assessor? Yeah,
Yes.
take out the second amendment after charter. I- Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes. On
Okay.
it's on line 17 on this one.
Yeah,
It
right.
might come out a little bit different on the others, but we probably need to look
Uh,
at the others too.
yeah, I'm going to take it out right now.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, guys, for picking up on this.
Okay.
Uh,
And then I do have one other change on page 3. Line 6. Page 3, line 6. Make sure I got page 3.
and we're still on vacancy, right?
Yes. And
Okay, I've got it.
we'll come back to yours in a second.
And I finally got it to open in Office. Hold on. So we're talking about,
I have a document open. If you want me to share it, we can all look at it.
that would be really good. I'm trying to share these,
It'd
like,
be
you know,
easier.
look on my pad and
Okay.
then look here.
It would be easier, yeah.
John is like, after that town hall, John is really good at sharing.
So can you see that one?
Yeah, can you make it a little
Let me,
bigger?
Can I make it bigger? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can do about that.
Okay, let me see if I can close the participant list and that works. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you edit as you go along too?
Yes,
John?
yeah, and it'll show you the edits too. So, yeah,
Okay.
so
All
see,
right,
I'll go
let's
back
do
up
that.
to here in line. Here's where we were before, where the whereas.
Okay.
It shows the changes because I haven't accepted them yet. I'm using track changes and it
Okay.
shows them. So, yeah. And then, page 3 down here, this is where
Yeah, I actually, I think I changed the word line 6. I'm trying to figure out where I changed. Where it says on line 6, executive branch shall review. I think I had the word for in there. I don't have it in there now. I put in
Yeah.
the word the.
So yeah, it says for.
Yeah,
And
it
it
should
should be
say,
the.
yeah, I thought the sound would be better.
I do too. Yeah, yeah. That
Okay.
makes more sense.
Okay. So that's just my clerical stuff.
You
Uh,
agree, Terry?
Yes, I'm good with that. If you guys are. It's still a little small for my screen. I don't know why.
okay.
On your phone, aren't you?
I'm going to save this.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. And so let's go back up to the ranked choice voting. And Terry, you had a change there?
Yeah, because we changed the very top, I'm going to let John pull it up and he can make this change now. It's awesome.
Oh, hey, let me save this one
Okay,
somewhere.
okay.
I need to get it saved here. Now let's see. I guess I'm going to have to stop sharing, aren't I? First.
Oh yeah, it has the same one there. It has the same. I copied this from so the resolutions that we had the first half of the year said the same thing. So we
So
didn't
we want to
catch
go
up.
back to which one do we want now? Is the
Ranked choice voting?
the latest ranked choice voting?
Yes, the one that you put together.
Yeah, I have the older version, but I'll let you do yours and then send it back out.
Okay, so when you pull it up,
Well,
Okay.
that whereas part on line 17
no, we're
needs
going
to
to
be
start at the
changed.
top. I'm going to start at the top. There's something I want done too.
Okay.
I think this is it. That's the right one. Yep.
Okay, so like at the top, you have some parentheses, the home rule charter, two parentheses, you can get rid of that.
I'm sorry.
Right there. You just
Tell me
went by
what
it.
line.
It's line 5,
Oh,
the right before authorize.
the
Quote or whatever,
yeah.
quote marks. There you go. Okay, so
Okay, now
then,
I'm gonna have to turn
and
it
then
back.
how do we feel about having the, officials done with the apostrophe at the end there? Do we think that that's, I know that bothers some people.
I think that is correct. I think it's correct to have
Is
it
it correct?
because you're talking about multiple people and it's a possessive. It's
Okay.
a multiple possessive.
Okay, that's up to you. I had somebody that looked at it saying, "Oh, that probably shouldn't be there," but that's okay.
Were they an English
So
teacher or?
so then go down to
The
what you
attorneys
can
will
do.
take care of it if they don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will.
So
They can.
just a second, you guys, let me finish. So what you can do is copy and paste from authorize, and then go down to the fourth whereas, to line 18 and replace that kind of confusing sentence, authorize the county auditor and the administrator. Does that make sense?
So I want to take this, see the highlighted,
Yeah.
that's what you want to
Yeah,
copy?
or if you don't want to copy and paste, I'll just go down there and read it out to you.
No, I'll find, I can copy and paste. So this is it.
Yes.
It's copied now. Where does it go?
Okay,
Down
go
here.
down to 18
Yeah.
and see where it says authorize and just erase that stuff.
Down
To
to
this
the end.
to the
Down to
Leave the
semicolon.
and,
Yeah,
leave the
right
and,
there. Yeah,
yeah, and then paste
right
in
there.
there.
Okay.
You'll also want to get that amendment above it on line 17. The last amendment on the, yeah,
While we're at it, might as well, huh?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And we can go through, oh,
Yeah,
Anything?
so it says, let me take a look at it
Oh.
here. So it says, whereas in a duly notified meeting, blah, 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 voted to submit to the voters of Clark County on November 2020, no, it's November 27, a proposed amendment to the Clark County Home Rule Law that would authorize the county auditor in the administration of elections to implement ranked choice voting for county elected officials positions. Okay, that's perfect, John. Thank you.
Would you want that other, that in that case, would you want the possessive in there? Because you're talking about positions. Wouldn't you want to take the plural of elected officials to say elected official positions? Do you see that, John?
oh,
I don't know.
so,
You guys make that decision. I'm a nurse, and so I do.
So voting for county
voting.
elected official positions, or is it?
yeah, I see what you're saying. There might be a better, so what, it depends on whether you're talking about the, the positions of
Yeah.
the county officials, or you're talking about the positions themselves, the elected official positions as without people in them. Uh, So I
No, I
guess
think we leave it as is.
we, I think it makes sense either way.
Okay.
It just, I'm not an English major. I was an engineer, but I did a lot of technical writing and we had to learn some things like that.
So do we have to make
I-
sure that
Is there a period after positions?
There
Or
shouldn't be. I just deleted it.
okay.
Yeah, there
Okay.
shouldn't be.
So that semicolon needs to move over. Yeah, there.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm using track changes and because I like that shows you the change and then you can say, yeah, that's what I meant. Uh, and it's also a way to have other people review your changes. So I like to use it.
Anything else, Terry?
No, I think that's it. Do you think there's any other I don't remember any of our other uh resolutions having to go back and look at that fourth whereas, but I will go back and look at all of them.
Yeah, I will.
And
I'll look at them too.
now
Also,
that we've
I
noticed.
noticed the mandatory is underlined. I think that was something that I had copied out of the previous resolutions, and that's why
Okay.
I put
Yeah.
new underline too. But if we don't think it's necessary, I'll take the underlines out. What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think those underlines don't belong there really either
Okay.
because that indicates something adding to the charter. But
Yeah.
I think it'll be I think it'll be understood either way. I mean, they're not gonna think you meant to put that in there.
Yeah. I'll take them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
make it code
and we're
clear.
going to take out underlining,
Yeah.
and we're going to take out the underlining there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Here at the, I think we
mandatory
talked
and
about
new.
that and yeah.
Yeah, and I'll do it for all of
I
them.
understand that, but I was talking about in the text. We're
No,
going to
no,
take the
no,
underlining.
no, no.
No,
That
in the text,
stays.
it really
We are.
means,
We're going to take out all of the underlining under 6.2, the new section.
No, that's you. They want you to.
That's what we just talked about, where I said, Greg Kimsey said it's new, so everything doesn't have to be underlined.
no, I don't think that's what he meant. I mean,
I think he
because
meant
I've
the
seen
new under
the way
new
they
and
always,
mandatory.
yeah,
No,
the way they
he
always
meant,
do it
can you please scroll up? Scroll up. He meant, no, scroll down.
oh,
Sorry.
other kind of up. Okay.
he was referencing, see where it says A and everything is underlined?
Yeah,
Right.
He was referencing, but I'm sure that they'll tell us one way or the other. So you can send it either way. But
I
I
think we'll leave it
believe
that
that
way
that's what he was.
and let the attorneys tell otherwise. But I think what we did was we copied what was done in the resolutions um, in first half.
No, I underlined all that. I did it when I sent
Yeah.
you guys the resolution,
but it
when
should
I
be
sent you
underlined.
the RCV stuff,
Yeah.
because we didn't have anything to copy about RCV. So A,
Oh,
B, C, D, all underlined. That was me
well,
underlining
I
that.
think we did that for the other resolutions in the
Yeah,
first half.
yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
got
That's
it.
correct to be underlined, I think, too, because if you look at all the things that the state legislature does, if you ever look at new laws and stuff, they underline means I'm adding this, and cross out means I'm deleting it. So it's
Okay, that
underlined
makes
because it's
sense.
being added.
I totally agree with you, which is why I underlined it,
Yep.
John. I was just telling you that there was a note saying this doesn't need to be underlined. So just a heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the attorneys want us to take it out, we will. But we'll take out the underline, mandatory, and new in all the resolutions, and just leave them bold.
Do you think I think that they were underlined last time because I copied that
Yeah,
from all of our last
you're
amendments.
probably right.
Yeah, so those are all copied from our last amendment. So they were underlined. So I would just leave that too, and if they want it out, they'll take it out.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we got this isn't the final version. I'm sure once the attorneys get through with it, we'll have to get back. So I guess that's the next question. Since we're done with all this, I will clean up the other resolutions. And John, if you uh, could, can you send this out again in an email so I could capture it and load it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I will send it to both of you, after we,
Okay.
or I can do it right now if
Then
you'd like.
So
and then
can
I'll
I?
package it within the next 45 minutes to an hour and send it to Chris. I'll CC you guys
Well,
with all
no,
the
no, no. Doug, can you, before you send it to Chris, can you send all of the amended ones back out and we can all, I mean, if you guys, if I would like to take a quick look to make sure
okay.
everything's,
Yeah, I could do that.
and then you can send it out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I could I'll send it like I was going to send it to Chris, but I'll send all the make sure that I've got all of our notes in there too, so that if you want it reworded differently, we
Oh,
could do
okay.
that
Like
too.
instructions to Chris?
Yeah, listing the
Okay,
people, listing us, listing
perfect.
the questions on new versus adder, and the year of the resolution. Those are the
Oh, that's perfect. So send that and send it to us like you were sending it to Chris. And
okay.
then we can add or subtract from that and then we can do all that. And I hope I hope I have time. I'm not feeling well, so I'm staying home tonight. But I have time to take a peep at it and then we can get it out.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah,
for doing that.
really like to get it to her early this afternoon. I'm going to be gone for a while, and then we have our meeting at 5 o'clock. For some of us, I don't know if everybody's going to be involved in that, but um, I just wanted to look at the calendar here to see when. I think you saw Chris's response about just wanting to look at the resolutions. We'll work on the ballot titles, and we may have just a meeting on that, an explanatory statement. Um, but just again, I'm trying to think.
Did
I'd like to get the resolution piece out to the commission. Uh, let's see. Our next meeting is I mean October, November. Oof, no wonder I wasn't um, I'd sort of like to get it out to our commission members on the 29th.
Oh, yeah, the
Depending
20,
if
yeah, that's the
it,
Monday after Turkey Day, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
think that we can,
uh, but if we could get, um,
I think it's all,
I mean,
I think that we're being a little premature. It's all dependent on how quickly county gets it back to us.
right. But I still need to schedule something. We could always cancel it,
Oh, I
because
see
they
what
have that 3 day. So that's what I'm trying to do. So if we, would you want to have a meeting on the 29th and we could see where we're at? If we don't have anything, then um, we just go from there.
Okay, that's fine with me. I have a question because also around ranked choice voting, we might not meet next week because it's Thanksgiving and
Hmm.
we have meetings every single week. We've been meeting every single week for 3 months. But I do, just to clarify, we can cancel a meeting with 24 hours notice, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
actually had to
Okay.
cancel a meeting because we had technical difficulties. You never know what
Right.
happens. Um,
Okay. Just to
so
clarify.
I
So
I think the 29th. I do have I could probably do 11 o'clock on the 29th, or later on the 29th is fine too, if you want to do it in the afternoon after lunch, um, on that
I
date.
have a meeting at 8:30, which probably will go 2 hours. So 11 o'clock works for me.
Okay,
Okay.
or
Works
we
for
could do
me.
it in the afternoon, like at 1 o'clock or something, if that will give you a little more leeway.
No, no, if I'm gonna, I'd like to get it all done, so if I do need to go out to my horse and do that kind of stuff, I don't have like, oh, you have an hour to get back and there's another meeting, you know? So
Yeah. Okay.
I'd like to
So
kind of, I've
is
made myself like so available during this process that, you know, driving all the way out to Ridgefield to see my horse has become an impossibility, so I want to try to fix that. So I actually have a life where I'm not just sitting around like waiting with an hour between each meeting and, so I'd like to kind of keep it in the morning if that's possible.
okay. So drafting meeting at 11 o'clock on the
Does that work for
29th.
you guys?
Does that work okay for you, John?
Yeah, it works for me. I was just listening to you, moving that thing around on my calendar. It fits
Yeah.
anywhere you want to put it on that day.
Yeah. I have to take my wife to the doctor's that morning, but hopefully we'll be back by that time.
Oh,
Um,
do you want to make it a little bit later, Doug?
I know.
What time is the appointment?
Well, she has down 8 to 9 o'clock, but knowing
Oh, okay.
it's not, she just has to do a lab thing, and so she may be a little bit later than that.
Hmm.
And so,
So do you think 11 is enough time?
yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
keeps us on schedule for that day. If not, we'll drift. And so I'll just go ahead and set it up. You'll see that in the scheduled meetings. We could cancel it depending on where Chris and Amanda are. I got a hunch they're going to get through this stuff fairly quickly. Um, that's why they
Okay,
just
good.
asked for the resolutions, not the ballot title or the explanatory statement. Explanatory statement actually could be even in December sometime that we could get it
I
to them.
think I was talking to somebody about the ranked choice voting explanatory statement because we were working on it. Um, I think the middle of December, or like the week after we vote, um, you get those should go out.
Yeah,
Or, I
yeah.
don't know if any of the other subcommittees want to. Yeah, because I don't think commissioners really need to you know, see that before they make a vote or anything. I think that the resolution's enough, right? So,
Yeah, it's the subcommittee's work, so they are
uh,
the ones that are producing that,
So,
and the attorneys again will put the explanatory statement the way they want to
I
word it.
know.
It's
So
just
I think
providing them data or information for them to do the writing. The ballot
if we want to
titles
set so if
are,
we want to set kind of a goal for us to have, so on the 8th we have a meeting, because of course we don't want to put, we don't set out explanatory language and ballot language on something unless it's voted and moves forward. So the next week, how about the 15th, to give ourselves kind of like a soft goal, like that's when we would have explanatory statements and ballots ready to go. December 15th. Does that sound? Or we can do it, because I mean, it'll be ready. We could do it right after the meeting on the 8th. Up to you guys.
I don't understand why you want to take any longer than we need, that we've already actually have those things done for all
Okay.
of them. Once we vote on November 8th or on December 8th, we're not changing anything then
No.
on the ballot
Okay.
language. So
yeah, and
And then
actually
let's say we
there,
send them out on the 9th or the 10th
Mm.
to the
yeah,
they get sent out.
yeah, because they're going to
Yeah.
need time to review those. They got to do the 4 committees. They got to sign. We got to package the resolutions and the cover pages and have
Okay.
that sent to the powers that be and to our executive board so they could sign off on it. And
Can we get
so,
started on the cover pages?
well, actually, I think I sent them to
One.
you, huh?
It's one. Yeah, it's just one, and it goes out.
Yeah,
It
you
goes
just
on
you
top of everything.
hand write it out. Uh, you fill out your piece of it, and
Right. Okay. Sounds
and
good.
and I could fill it out too if you want. But it just I put all 3 of us as contacts on there, so if they need to get a hold of us, they could do it because we're talking a period of time of 8 or 9 months. We don't know where we'll be or what we're doing, or
That
um,
sounds good.
you
All
might
3 of us is fine. Hey,
just
so we're doing a soft goal of sending out explanatory and ballot language on the 9th or the 10th, depending on what goes through and what doesn't go through. So,
okay.
um,
I'll put down explanatory or ballot language.
yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Um, do you want a meeting on that day?
No. No, all that can be done by email.
Okay. And I think does everybody have their do they does every I think you all have copies of the ballot title and explanatory statement.
I think I do.
Yeah.
Of what? I'm working
Of
on the,
all the resolutions that we've done so far, except for
oh,
ranked choice voting.
yeah, ranked choice voting we're working on right now.
Yeah. Okay. So we have all the others ready to go, I think.
Right.
And then we just wait for that one. We'll package it
Sounds
up at
good.
that time and go from there. I'm just wondering, we could wait after the 29th and or if we did cancel it by email, we need to definitely probably have a or do we need to go ahead and set up a meeting for the 9th or 10th uh, of December uh, to
Oh,
do anything that we need to do, or do we just do it by email?
I guess I with that question, I think a meeting would probably be good. Then
Okay.
we're out in the open. We're doing it in public, and
John,
it's a good
John,
thing.
you're starting to get real blurry and fade. Uh, are you okay? Or is your computer okay?
Yeah, I don't. It looks okay
I'm
to me.
sorry, I didn't hear your last statement, John. What was it?
Oh, maybe. Oh, I know. I had my thumb over the mic hole.
Oh, there you're better now. Okay.
Sorry.
So what was your last statement?
I was saying, I think a meeting would be best, if we're trying to decide whether we should have a meeting or do it via email. I think a meeting would be best, because.
So explanatory statements are coming from the subcommittees, so they make all the decisions on that, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah. So we're just sending them out.
Well,
So
we're
hopefully all
the
the
portal,
subcommittees
right?
have sent in. What's that?
We're acting as the portal then for everybody.
Yeah.
We're just sending it out. So
Yeah.
whatever they send, and whatever you send for from the preamble subcommittee, that
Yeah,
So
we've got those
any
all.
decisions.
We have those all together right now.
Yeah.
So all we just
But we can have a meeting if you want.
yeah. Let's go ahead and I could pre-schedule one for the do you want to do it on the 9th? And we could talk about the 8th meeting
No.
or
Whenever. I have a meeting at 6 p.m.
Okay, either the 9th or the 10th works for me.
okay. So do you want
Why
to
don't we do
do
early
it
in the morning?
the 11 o'clock time period?
Yeah. Can we do it earlier in the morning?
Gee, what I'm
I'm
retired.
retired. 10 o'clock is pretty early.
I just don't want to be sitting at my home midday, because that means you can't go hiking. You can't go. So morning, evening works good.
Terry, you're not enjoying retirement. You sleep in on retirement. Okay, I'm
My life
teasing.
is the midday meetings are just.
So 10 o'clock?
I get up at 5 o'clock every morning.
Ah! Yeah,
I'm a nurse. That's what I've done for 25 years. And
yeah.
so,
Well, my wife's the opposite. She worked at night, so she sleeps until all day. So
hey,
anyway,
I'm telling you, guys, I've had 2 meetings before I met with you guys today.
jeez. So 10. How about split it and do 10:30? Is that okay?
I'll do it from the barn then. As long as I don't have to be in front of a community. That is midday, you guys. It's
Midday.
not
That's
morning.
mid-morning.
No, that's midday. Okay, can we do it at 5 p.m. then?
I don't 5 is okay, or you could do 4:30 or something.
Okay,
Do you
let's do
want
that.
do
What
you want
day?
to do? Is
On the
4:30
10th.
okay for you on the 9th, John?
Yeah. 4:30
Okay.
is fine.
4:30 on the 9th?
Okay. We'll just
Okay,
set up a drafting committee at 4:30.
that's perfect. Or it's not perfect, but it'll work.
Gee.
I have a
5.
6 p.m. meeting. I hope it's a short one.
Oh, ours will be, I'm sure.
Well, good, yeah, because the one I have at 6 is pretty dramatic.
Ooh, I had that at 4:30 in the morning. Got to switch that.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I can do 4:30 in the morning.
No.
I probably won't.
John's like, no, Terry.
Yeah.
I probably won't be there if you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning every day, and I learned after retirement, I learned not to do that.
Yes, it's so nice. So, okay. So we got our 2 times that we have, the 29th and the 9th,
29th.
and then we'll go from
29th
there.
at 11 a.m. and the 10th or the
That
9th at
at
4:30.
4:30 p.m.
Okay, sounds great.
Any
Hey, I
other
think we did it.
yeah, anything, John, that you have? Any questions?
No, I think we're doing pretty good. I think we
Yeah.
made some good changes today, though.
Yeah.
Just a little minor, like getting rid of extra amendment words.
And you'll send it back out your revised ranked choice voting.
You should already have it in your
Oh,
inbox.
okay. Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
seeing
so
anything.
just to recap, I'm going to recap real quick, is Doug, you are going to like put a letter together that you're going to be sending Christine. You're going to send it to us with the amendments. We're going to give it a quick look over, and then we'll just go, looks good. And then you will take that same letter that you sent with all the amendments and
Oh, yeah,
give
I'll
it.
copy and
Okay, sounds
paste
great.
again and do that.
Sounds great.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and stop our subcommittee. I think we accomplished a lot today.
I move
And
we adjourn.
okay, I'm going to stop this.